What's up, everybody? How are we doing tonight? I just got home from the Rosemont, Illinois regional where I went 6-2-1 with Cyber Strikers. A lot of people have been asking about this deck recently, and I haven't been too open about it. Quick shout outs to Alex Monlack, who kind of brought it to his build to my attention. I really liked the direction he was going with it. We only have a few cards. I believe it was 6 card in the main deck. Ended up being different. Our sides are pretty heavily different in our extra decks. A couple cards again. Not sure what types of events he has coming up, so I'm not going to say which cards are different between the two of our lists. But I had a ton of fun. As always, I met new people again. That's always a good thing. It's awesome. Sadly, 6-2-1 was not good enough to get an invite. I placed 49th out of 500 with a top 48. There was actually 15 of us who were 6-2-1. So that sucks, but I really don't get down on myself at all because the deck did everything it could. I did everything I could. Looking back at my tie and both of my losses, there really wasn't anything I can point out that I could have done differently. Quick rundown of my matchups. I actually played 8 different decks in 9 rounds. Round 1, I was up against Dark Magician. Can be kind of a tricky matchup, but not usually with Cyber Dragons, I found. But he opened with the typical Dark Magician, the Dark Magician in hand, the trap, the Dark Magical Circle to banish a card when Dark Magician summoned. But he had Secret Village, and I popped it, and he had a second one, and then all I had were spells, because, well, Cyber Dragons and Sky Strikers use a lot of spells. Game 2, I went first. I engaged 4 times, and I heard that means you're supposed to win. But I had a whole bunch of cards. I think I had imperm, overflow, 2 Shark Cannon, and Widow Anchor all set with I want to say it was a Seeger, maybe, or maybe it was Kagari. I don't remember, in the extra monster zone. And he once again opened his Secret Village, and I popped it with overflow, and then he had a second one, so really was hard to play through that, and I just couldn't quite get it done. Round 2, pure Sky Strikers. Game 1, I opened one of the most awkward hands that I've ever had before. It was a 3 Cosmic Cyclone, DD Crow, and Afterburners. 3 Cyclones kept me in the game, and it actually went for like 32 minutes, and I nearly won it. Because I banished his Widow Anchor, his multi-roll, and the first field spell, because it only gets the effect for Ray when it's sent to the graveyard, not if it leaves the field. So I did all I could to stay in it, and I couldn't. And then game 2 I won, and we ended up drawing. Round 3 was against a deck that I was really worried about, because testing, it absolutely destroyed me every time I played it, and that was Block Dragon Burning Abyss. Ended up handling it. Actually, I started 0-1-1, and then the last 7 rounds I went 6-1. All 6 of my wins, I 2-0'd them. After Block Dragon, it was Dragon Maids. Still don't know what they do. It was really easy, and yeah, still not really sure what they actually do or what their end game is. Then after that, I went on to play a Salamangreat, and I 2-0'd that, which was kind of nice because I played him the last 2 times I went to Rosemont also, and he got the better of me. Playing Pendulum, Rongo, Turbo, and I don't remember the other one. I think it was another Pendulum deck. But so it was nice to get back on him for this one. Now next time I go there, I can even the score at 2-2. I was really down on myself after starting 0-1-1. And the Winamat was sounding really good, and the Bakura mats looked really sweet, but I had a goal, and I just wanted to stick with it, and getting out of that funk and trying to turn the whole thing around was definitely not easy, and it was in my head, because I've gone to the last 4, or counting this one now 4, but prior to this one, the last 3 events I went to, I finished 35th and 36th with top 32 cuts, and then I started 4-0 with the combo build and then fell apart. So starting out poorly, it really just got in my head. So getting to the 3-1-1 mark was really, really good for me personally, showing that I could do it. And then I lost to Orcust. 2 games I didn't see a single Cyber Dragon monster, didn't see Cyber Emergency, and it just makes it really hard to play that matchup. So then that really was getting me at 3-2-1 because I knew I had to win my last 3 to have a chance. And then I played another Orcust. I 2-0'd him. Saw my Cyber Dragons. Um, the second to last round was Necros. I knew what he was playing because he played next to me a little bit sooner, so I went first. I feel like it's a matchup we can handle, not too hard if we go first. And then he actually made me go first again, and I kind of felt like he was going to, so I sided heavy for it, and it was really easy then. And final round was a little more redemption because with the combo build, my whole day fell apart when I versed Grand Maju, and I ran into another Grand Maju today, round 9, and 2-0'd him. So that was really cool. Had a lot of fun, met some cool people. But without further ado, this is what we're here for. 3 Cyber Dragons. I actually sided 2 of them out all the time for going first. Sided out 3 dupes, 2 Cyber Dragons a lot. Just really helps not brick going first. 3 core, because you want to be able to search out your trap, and I actually searched cyberload and overflow the most. Not as much emergency or repair plant, but really the trap and the fusion spell. I was searching them out all day, and it just really, really worked amazingly. 3 hertz card was arguably better than core today. Just keeping everything, getting it back for me all the time, keeping plays alive. Had a few awkward interactions that I'll try to cover in a little bit. 2 Naxter. I sided 1 out a lot going first because if I was unsure exactly what to side out, you can definitely play the deck with 1, and a lot of the trap builds only played 1, and that's kind of what I sided into anyway. So that was it for my Cyber Dragon lineup. 2 Galaxy Soldiers, pretty standard. I went with 3 DD Crow. I really liked DD Crow this format, especially expecting to see Orcust a lot. I didn't see Orcust a lot, and I was clumping up a lot on Cosmic Cyclones and DD Crows. Other than that, the main deck was flawless, and I really can't say anything bad about it, other than kind of clumping up on the DD Crows and the Cosmics. So going forward, I might change these out for a different hand trap that's a little more versatile in other matchups other than just like the top couple, or going back to playing like Into the Void. I tested the Toon Engine, Into the Void, Pot of Desires. I actually had Raigeki at one point because I figured it's either Beta Negate, Force of Balinks, but it's still a Spell Engrave. It was just way too win more for my liking, and cliche. 3 Emergency. Card is really, really good. Just getting a Spell Engrave, actually, for the most part, seeing as you don't have to actually get a monster on board to use it, kind of like how Repair Plant, you get the monster on board, link off for Almirage. Now you can use it, and then you don't have a monster in your main monster zone for your striker spells. 1 Rev System, 1 Cyberload. Best Cyber card of the day. Cyber spell, at least. Put in a lot of work. And if you watched my how to play Cyber Dragon video, I think it actually uploaded early yesterday. I talked about how you can use this to protect Core's search. I actually did that twice today, and it really came in key, and I won those turns because my Core's search went through, and I put out a rampage and just beat them down. 3 Machine Dupe. Actually would have been able to do the IP Pleiades Infinity play twice, but I cut Pleiades last minute, so I didn't quite get to that, but Machine Dupe put in work. It did really good for me, and like I said, it's an easy card siding out going first. 3 Cosmic Cyclones, really good, especially for like Orcus, because people say Contact Fuse win, and I don't think it's necessarily that easy. because they have so much interaction with you. But if you open Cyclone and they don't have the counter trap, and you Cyclone their Babble, now they have to summon everything, and then you can contact fuse, and now they're essentially they're not quick effects anymore, so they can't just keep interacting with you and stopping you from actually playing on your own turn. We played the one Foolish card's just insane, and one Upstart Goblin. Another card that's really easy to side out if you want, Placeholder. Just a free draw, puts a spell in the graveyard. The 1,000 life points really never mattered. It almost mattered in one game. He finished with 1,100, one of the losses. And I did upstart that game, but I would have lost anyway because he would have had the 100 still. But it got really, really close. For the striker spells, we're playing 3 engage. Cards just broken at 3. 1 Widow Anchor. Didn't use it a ton, but when I did search it out, it was just absolutely amazing. Block Dragon BA, I shut off that Fossil Dyna so I could special summon and just really go off. Mecha Hornet Drones, card put in work again. Didn't really use Afterburner too much. It was nice to have when I did see it, but I rarely actually searched it out. And then I last minute went with 2 Shark Cannon because I was searching it more than anything else in testing, and there's a lot of times I wish I had a second one. And today I used 2 of them in a lot of my matchups, and it was really, really good. I actually used 2 in one turn. The one time I had 1 monster, and I Shark Cannon, then I went into Phoenix, and then I Shark Cannoned again and summoned his monster again, the same exact monster, and then I went into Unicorn, and I just kept picking apart his back row that way for the win. 1 Cybernetic Overflow. Card was amazing. There's no cost. If it gets negated, you don't lose anything. Everything's still in your graveyard. You're still set up, and then it doesn't target. I had someone, the Necros player thought it targeted, and he tried to Ceravis it, and then he saw it didn't. So look on his face kind of sucked for him, but was good for me. And finally, 2 Infinite Impermanences. Really good hand trap, obviously. Going first or second to turn off different cards, floodgate-like effects. 41 main card, or 41 card main deck. Extra deck, double Mega Fleet, 1 Fortress Dragon, 1 Rampage. That's all you really need for the fusion monsters. 1 Nova, 1 Infinity, and then 1 Dingirsu. Did not summon it once today. It was basically for Shark Cannon and Widow Anchor versus Orcust, and I didn't really see many Orcust hardly at all. And then the one that I did end up 2-0ing, I just Shark Cannoned his from the graveyard to special summon it, and then sent his own card, and then linked it away, and then I Shark Cannoned it again just to banish it, because you can only special summon it once per turn. But just got rid of it then after I was done using it. Lynx, Almirage. I actually, through the first 5 rounds, I normal summoned Galaxy Soldier more than I linked into Almirage. It was really weird, but it worked. Just the way the deck kind of functioned. I didn't play conventionally. I don't know. It's really hard to explain because I was normal summoning Galaxy Soldier, if that explains anything. 1 Seeger, IP Masquerena. Only went into her like 2 or 3 times, but I played such a variety of decks and really wasn't what I was expecting. But I'm glad I had a big toolbox for my extra deck, even though I didn't quite use all of it. Nightmare Phoenix. Only used it to kind of clear off monsters. I didn't actually use it to pop a card other than like maybe twice all day. Nightmare Unicorn put in a lot of work. Spinning back to the deck is just really, really good. 1 Kagari and 1 Hayate. Only went into Hayate, I think, twice. I don't remember exactly how it happened, but didn't use it too much. just never really came up. I was running Shizuku also, but again, that just never really seemed to come up for me, so I ended up cutting that. And then just in case I get a higher level one with Shark Cannon or Widow Anchor or such, we ran the BLS link. Um, the one time I made IP Masquerena, I ended with IP Infinity and a Cyber Dragon, and I was heavily debating because I would have been able to. I had more cards in my hand. I could have ended with the BLS link and Infinity. I just wasn't exactly sure how that would help my situation as opposed to the IP Masquerena play. So I went with the Masquerena, and it worked. I won that game, so I can't complain. Sucks that I didn't get to use it at all, but it was there. It's nice to have that security blanket in those situations. Onto the side deck. 3 Nibiru card was just really good. Dragon Maids one time actually, he had to do it because I had game otherwise, but he Nibiru'd me when we both had quite a few monsters on board, and I had like a 7,000 attack, 5,000 defense token, and he was top decking with just the Nibiru, so I just beat him down with the token for 2 turns and won. We played a second overflow because then I could trap trick it out. Impermanence I could also hit with trap trick. For going first, I also played 3 lost winds. I was gonna run summon limits, but last minute decided on lost wind. Looking back, summon limit definitely would have been better, but I mean when I sighted it and saw it, it worked really really good. But I do think summon limit would have been slightly better. And then this card is just I think really slept on. Different Dimension Ground. I cited it pretty much every time going first, and every time I saw it, I won the very next turn because it just stops so many decks' turns. They can't do anything or play hardly, so they just pass turn and then Cyber Dragons win. Um, didn't see any Draco or too much for the need for this, but use or put it in versus Striker and Necroz too, but didn't ever actually see it. 3 evenly matched. And then wasn't sure if I'd see a mirror. I played next to Cyber Dragons quite a few times. And then for Orcus, because no one expects you to have a second one, I had one extra spot and I sighted another Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. No one expects the second one, and it just really helps you push for it because say you can't quite finish them off and then they bring their board back, and now you can't just contact fuse their whole board. Well, I could. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and sucks that it didn't quite go as how I mean usually X2 won in a 9-round event will, but so much fun. I can't complain. The deck was awesome. Like I said, I can't tell you anything I would do different in my losses. I feel like I did everything I possibly could have, and I just had a really great time overall. So like, share, subscribe, find the Team Set Pass Facebook group, find the Cyber Dragon Facebook group if you're not already there, and see you guys next time.